Imagine meeting someone who could make you question your beliefs, push you to your psychological limits, and force you to confront your deepest fears, all while staying calm and in complete control. Today, we're diving into the 5 dark psychological techniques of Makishima Shogo, techniques that show up in surprising ways in everyday life. Makishima's influence begins with intellectual provocation. He knows that true control begins with shaking a person's foundation. Rather than simply speaking with people, he confronts them with difficult, moral questions that make them question their own beliefs. In real life, this can appear as someone constantly playing devil's advocate, making you question your values or decisions until you're left doubting yourself. This tactic is destabilizing, creating an environment where you're mentally off balance and more susceptible to manipulation. He goes further by exploiting existential fear. Makishima knows that most people harbor a fear of living an empty or unfree life, and he taps into this insecurity to plant seeds of rebellion and discontent. This often shows up in people who constantly point out how meaningless or restricted our lives are, leading others to feel frustrated or trapped. By stoking this frustration, a manipulator can inspire dissatisfaction with life as it is, pushing people toward actions they might never otherwise consider. Though he lacks genuine empathy, Makishima uses strategic empathy as a way to get closer to people. He carefully listens, mirroring their frustrations, beliefs, and even ambitions to make them feel understood. In real life, this can look like someone who seems unusually empathetic, making you feel safe and connected. But it's a performance. The connection they're building is a way to gain influence. Once that trust is earned, they use it to guide you in the direction they want, all while keeping their own motives hidden. One of his most dangerous tactics is the freedom trap. Makishima preaches that true freedom can only be achieved by rejecting all societal rules and norms. This trap encourages people to abandon commitments and responsibilities, feeling as if they are breaking free, when in reality they are just falling under his control. In everyday life, someone might encourage you to act recklessly or make impulsive decisions in the name of freedom, pushing you to make choices that ultimately serve them more than yourself. Finally, psychological sadism is Makishima's darkest weapon. He enjoys watching others struggle, especially when he's the one who caused it. He creates scenarios that force people into impossible decisions or moral dilemmas, all for the pleasure of watching them suffer. This can show up as people who enjoy creating drama or painful situations for others, only to stand back and observe the emotional fallout. This form of control gives them a sense of power and detachment, allowing them to manipulate others while staying unaffected. Each of these techniques, intellectual provocation, existential fear, strategic empathy, the freedom trap, and psychological sadism, shows up, in some form, in our world. Recognizing these dark psychology tactics helps us protect ourselves from manipulation. Characters like Makishima may be fictional, but the psychological manipulation they use is very real. Knowing how to spot it is the first line of defense.